Good evening. Holidays. Holidays are usually a lot of fun. There are countries all over the world that have special holidays for specifically for their country. Title page. Here in America, we have several different holidays that we celebrate. Christmas can be used as is celebrated both as a religious holiday and as a time for family gatherings. For the religious aspect, it's usually celebrated for the birth of Christ on December 25th. Some families don't participate with that. They just use it as a day to gather with loved ones, family, friends, eat big meals together, go back to the living room, and all sit around the Christmas tree and open up gifts that everybody got for each other. Thanksgiving is another holiday that we use that we do for family things. It happens the the last Thursday on every month, or every November, last Thursday on every November. And it is a holiday signifying how thankful we are for each other. Families will gather, have big 3-course meals. The meals usually consist of turkey, ham, different kinds of salad, desserts, and everybody eats around the table and goes around and says how thankful they are for everything. So that's another holiday that is used here in America, or that is celebrated here in America. Another one is Easter, that can also be celebrated in a religious aspect as signifying the rising of Christ after being crucified. Some don't celebrate it that way and celebrate it as the Easter Bunny coming to town, planting Easter eggs for little kids to find, and it's a lot of fun, hiding baskets in the house in different locations. That's what that's celebrated as. A lot of fun for the kids. 4th of July celebrates our freedom, our freedom, or the day that we gained our independence, which happens on July 4th every single year. This is celebrated with fireworks, cookouts, days on the lake, all that stuff. It's another day for family gatherings. And Memorial Day signifies the day that we celebrate those that we lost in war, along with veterans that did not pass away in war but after the fact. So that's what that's what Memorial Day signifies. So all the holidays have a significance about them. Now, the Dia de los Muertos. It is celebrated by the Mexican culture in Mexico. It translates literally to the Day of the Dead. According to History.com editors, the celebration began over 3,000 years ago when Aztecs saw death as an integral part of life. And so the dead were believed to travel to different universe after passing 9 different levels and finally reaching their final resting place. It was originally held in August, and the living would provide ofrendas or offerings to the souls of their family members coming back from the dead. Dia de los Muertos, it signifies the days that loved ones come back from the dead to visit with their families and their loved ones, and it happens over a 2-day span every single year. Dia de los Muertos, it takes place November 1st through November 2nd, and that's from Elizabeth Keller. November 1st is the day it all begins, and this is the day that families are set up for their family members' returns. The family members awaiting the return of their loved ones can take their ofrendas either to the gravesite of their loved ones, or they can put their ofrendas on a little table either inside or outside of their house. The table is adorned with their picture, along with candles and flowers such as marigolds, along with the departed loved ones' favorite foods, which usually consist of foods and beverages, which usually consist of fruits, vegetables, different kinds of breads. Coca-Cola was one of the beverages on the favorites list, along with different kinds of wines, and that was from National Geographic Lucas Ford. It takes place, Dia de los Muertos most generally takes place in Mexico, but it has gained popularities in other countries such as Puerto Rico and some here in the United States as well. What happens is individuals, they dress in beautiful bright clothes, and they don this beautifully decorated mask with bright colors and jewels, and they walk through the streets in a parade to signify the beginning of Dia de los Muertos. States like Arizona and New Mexico here in America, where there's a large Hispanic or Mexican population, now participates with the Mexican holiday. So as kind of stated previously, it is real important because this signifies the days that individuals can celebrate their loved ones coming back from the dead. It is much like kind of here in America where families hold funerals, where we can see our loved ones in a casket or whatever the case may be, along with mourning their loss and celebrating their life both at the same time. But the difference though is that happens once, and the Dia de los Muertos happens 2 days a year. So it happens every single year. So to kind of put this all together, the Dia de los Muertos, it happens every single year in November 1st through the 2nd. It's to celebrate lives of the departed coming back from the dead. Ofrendas or offerings are given to those coming back, as the culture believes that they are going to be really, really hungry after traveling a long ways. And once the holiday is over, the departed family members and loved ones return back to the other universe until the next Dia de los Muertos. And this right here was actually a little clip from Coco, the final, Disney's Coco, the final little skit there in the video, but it's not popping up here, so unfortunately. I hope that this was informative and that everybody got a little bit of something out of it. So thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate it. Thank you.